Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build, and today's speed build I'm really excited to share it with you guys because it is my first build for the Brindleton Bays World Build collab that I am a part of with Devin Bumpkin, Harry, Gavin Sims, Pineapple, Freezer Bunny, and Irrelevant Sims. And yeah, I have mentioned this collab a couple of times in my last build or so, but just in case you aren't aware of what it's all about, we are completely rebuilding the entire world of Brindleton Bay. So the brand new world that came with the Cats and Dogs expansion pack, we have divvied up the lots and we are completely rebuilding it with our own lots. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys. It's gonna be so much fun to see what everybody builds. I'm really excited to see the whole world come together. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm super grateful to be a part of this collab. Like, there's so many amazing builders in this collab. It's gonna be so great to see what everybody comes up with. But I will link everybody's information in the description box so you can see everybody's builds. Go check out their channels just in case you haven't done so already. And yeah, it should be really great time. But today is the first day of upload, so it's the 20th, and then we are gonna upload daily until the 26th. So multiple builds a day until the whole world is complete with all of our own buildings. So yeah, that's gonna be really exciting to see it all come together. But so what am I building? So I'm here in Whiskerman's Wharf building a veterinary hospital. It's a live-in clinic is what I was going for. Well, actually originally when I was asked to be a part of the collab, what I wanted to do was build a pet store. But after building on this lot and like the location and the size of the lot and kind of the building that I ended up creating in general, I was like, it's gonna work so much better for a living clinic. So that's what I went with. I'll probably revisit the whole pet supply store thing in like a future build, but for now I'll build this clinic. And yeah, I ran it by everybody and they thought that we could totally use another clinic because there's so many strays in Brindleton Bay that we need more vets to take care of them. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I'll probably build a pet store in this same neighborhood of Whiskerman's Wharf, but I'll probably just do it on a smaller lot. And yeah, I'll think about that for like a future video. But anyways, for now, this clinic does have a live-in area, like I said. So the upstairs is like an apartment, and then the downstairs is the actual veterinary clinic. So that's really cool. And it also has like all the training stuff for the obstacle course outside, so your Sims can train their pets for the obstacle course. I'm not sure if they can actually do much when the clinic is being ran, but I thought after hours, at least the Sim who runs the clinic could train the animals. And I did have a Sim move in here and I had her adopt 7 pets, of course, because I thought that she was constantly adopting strays and probably training them and, healing them back to health if they are in bad shape, and then finding them new homes. So yeah, that's kind of the idea that I thought for the Sim that ran this place. And yeah, I thought that was a fun idea. Something else that I thought was cool was after I moved the Sim in here is when I started play testing it. And then when I was play testing it, I started adopting all the different animals, and the adoption agent actually showed up at this lot and let my Sim adopt the animals while she was here instead of actually on her home lot. So I thought that was really cool, and the animals stayed here. I'm not sure what would happen if she did travel to a different lot because I didn't really go traveling around. I only had her stay here and play test the whole build and took screenshots and those kinds of things. So I'm not sure what would happen with that, but I was pretty happy that the Sim was able to adopt animals while she was on this lot. I thought that was really cool. But anyways, the exterior is pretty much complete. I just do a few more things, adding windows and balconies and those kinds of things. And then the whole landscaping has the training grounds and a few trees and stuff. I add more landscaping in the end because I just really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I really like the way it comes together in the end. So yeah, it's kind of more sparse though, the landscaping that I end up doing, but I really like it. It looks, I think it looks really nice, so hopefully you guys will like it as much as I do. I've been having so much fun looking at the different New England architecture and the whole coastal vibe. I'm just so in love with it. It's so fun. I don't know if you guys can tell that in my last couple of builds or so, but I am just loving this style. But I mean, it does help that we got a new expansion pack that came with so many new items and the new roofing tool and the new sizing down tool. There's just so many awesome things for builders right now, and I feel like probably out of any expansion pack update, anything, this is yeah, great time to be a builder. But yeah, so I decided to add some concrete in the front of the building. I thought that maybe it was like parking areas. I didn't add any cars or anything, but you could if you like that touch. I did think about it, but decided not to. Oh, and I also add a picnic area outside just because I thought, why not? Sims could barbecue while they're here if they needed to. Something I would recommend if you do decide to run this lot though is lock the doors to the upstairs. I did give the sim like a private entryway to the upstairs so you could just, you know, lock the doors for employees and things like that so they're not going upstairs and trying to use your computer or read your books or anything like that, because that can be kind of annoying when you're trying to run a business in The Sims 4 and you're trying to live on the lot as well and the Sims going to where they don't technically belong. So yeah, even if you don't run the clinic yourself, I'd probably still create a sim and then go into their household and have them lock the doors, and then yeah, that way when you visit the lot, the Sims aren't all, you know, all over the place and going where they shouldn't be going. Unless it doesn't bother you, but it bothers me, so that's something I always do when I, you know, have a community lot like this in my game, like a store or something like that. But anyways, I did cut out a lot of me fiddling around with this stuff because I don't really do much at this point. I go back and do the landscaping at the end, like I said, so you'll get to see the whole picnic area and that kind of stuff in the end. It's nothing too exciting, but we are now on to the interior, and this is probably my favorite part of the entire build, was decorating these windows with the little decals. They are so cute, and I put the little logo up there with the little paw prints, and it's just so cute. Like, I love it so much. I'll probably revisit this whole idea when I do a pet store or pet supply store, because I don't think you can really sell your pets, so it'd be more of like a pet supply store, but I'll probably do the same thing in that build as well because I just loved it. Thought it was so cute. But anyway, so when you first walk in the door, there's a reception area, and then I add those little check-in booths that your Sims need to actually check in their pets at the clinic, and the reception desk is more for realistic looks and just because I just like the way it looks and the realism that it adds. Your Sims don't actually need it for the lot to function, so it's a little bit unnecessary, but I liked it anyhow. But this is the waiting room, also unnecessary, but looks really nice, I think. And I thought these chairs worked perfectly. They look totally like waiting room chairs, but they totally match the whole coastal vibe, I thought. So yeah, just a place for your Sims to hang out if there's so many, I guess, so many customers that they don't have enough like waiting, or what do you call those little actual clinical rooms to actually see everybody. There's two actual clinic rooms. I'm struggling to think of what those are called. There's probably a name for them. What do you call those? Anyways, the rooms where they get all checked out by the doctor or the vet, and then there's an operation room. The room was a little bit cramped, so I end up expanding it in the end and yeah, making room for the actual station. It's not a required item for the clinic to be ran, but I thought it'd be a cool thing to have. There's also a couple other items that aren't required, which is the cooler for the medicine and the medical crafting station. I do end up adding the cooler here in the waiting room, but I didn't add a crafting station, which in hindsight I probably should have found a space to place it, but I decided not to while I was building. I was kind of thinking about it afterwards and thinking like what would be a cool way to add it in, and I think a basement would be a good way to add it in. You could just do like a little lab, that way it's just out of the way and you could go down there and create the different medicines for the animals, and yeah, it wouldn't be taking up any space up here. But the little room, like the entryway to the actual apartment, is kind of an unnecessary room, so if you needed to add it there, you probably could, but I like that area and it's cute and be nice for screenshots, so I didn't add it there. But yeah, if you download it, you could totally do with whatever you wanted to. But to the left right there is the little check-in station, and like I said, that's the station that your Sims actually need to check in their pets at the vet. I end up adding them by the front door just to keep them out of the way, and I think it works a little bit better than trying to add them right there in the corner. But yeah, so I just add a few more decorations and the same trick that I used on my last build to add a picture frame on that new fireplace. I think that works really nicely. But yeah, here's where I end up placing this check-in stations, and they work totally fine. I did completely play test like the vet clinic. Like, they were able to treat and cure patients and everything just fine. So yeah, that was really cool. But these are the bathrooms for the employees and the customers and everything. So yeah, I really like the way they turned out. I am so in love with the whole nautical theme. Like, I went like, this is totally a nautical vet clinic. Like the person that lives here is totally obsessed with having their clinic in the Bay Area, and yeah, by the sailboats and the views. There's like these little itty bitty, like, you know how in city living, the people off, like in the distance walking around the city are kind of like cardboard cutouts. Like if you zoom in, they're like one-dimensional, like basically like cardboard cutout of a sim. They have some sims like that off on like distant rocks, like flying kites and stuff. I tried to get like a video clip of it, but it just looked a little bit silly, so maybe I'll mess around with that later on. Oh, something I should mention is this little area right here where I just added the little bulletin board. I thought that that's where the sims could go and check out and see what pets needed to be adopted. I thought that was so cute. Or maybe the scheduling for the training sessions, because I did give it the lot trait what is that, training ground, whatever it's called. I thought it was a little bit interesting though that you couldn't put the cats and dogs hangout lot traits for vet clinics. So that was a little bit sad, because I kind of thought that it maybe would be a good place to attract all the strays and stuff that are around the neighborhood, because I think it's a little bit overdone for how much like strays there are in the neighborhood. I mean, that's to be expected. Things like that in The Sims are usually a little bit overdone. But anyways, these are the actual little, what the hell are these called? The little clinic rooms. I don't know what they're called. I'll probably think of it like as soon as I'm done with the video. I always do that, like I press record and I forget every word I've ever learned in my entire life. But anyways, I just add little doggy biscuits and little decorations. I end up finding this little like wheeling cart that has like the medical records and like the charts and like extra pens and pencils that I end up adding in a little bit. After I get like this whole, what is this one called? The exam room. I did add extra counter space and a sink in here because I thought that was kind of a little bit necessary for an exam room. You probably want to be a little bit more sterile and have all the different tools and things like that. But I just placed the little cooler for the medicine in the reception room. Like I said, there's no crafting station for the medicine, so probably should have done that, but oh well. But that's the little cart that I thought was, thought it was really cute and really realistic to have somewhere for your Sims to keep their charts and little notes and everything. And I went with the whole green color. I thought that would be the color of this vet clinic, and I put a little bed in there and thought it'd be so cute that you're like treating a pet and there was another one sleeping there on the little bed. Probably won't happen, but yeah, I just tried to place little items for cats and dogs just to hang out everywhere. Since this sim adopted 7 animals, like they have free reign of the entire vet clinic, so they can go wherever they please. And so yeah, there's food everywhere and there's litter boxes. I did end up replacing them when I was playtesting for the automatic feeder and the automatic litter cleaner, because my sim could not keep up with all, like they were eating and pooping so much, so she couldn't keep up with it. So if she had maybe 1 or 2 animals and not 7, it would have been fine. So yeah. Oh, and I put those little parenthood little crates with the books and stuff. I thought that was like magazines and books for the, for them to read while they're in the waiting room. I just always like those little touches of realism. I think it's so cool. But yeah, so hopefully you guys are liking the way this build turned out. I just like it so much. I'm really excited to take my own pets here. I'm not sure if I'll ever run it as a clinic myself. Maybe I will. I have talked a little bit about starting a Let's Play, and maybe that could be one of like our goals, is to own this place, but it's really expensive. It's like 160,000 simoleons, but I mean, it's basically a house and a clinic all in one, and basically a park too, because like all the outdoor space. So I guess it's worth it, and you could just have the sim not actually own a house, just save up all their money to live here, and they could just own a lot somewhere else. I wish we could actually just set it as our home lot. I wish that was an option, but I guess it makes sense for programming purposes why they wouldn't be able to do that, especially for like stores and stuff when you have to set all the items for sale. I guess. I still think it could be done. Maybe it could be. But anyways, this is the entryway to the Sims apartment. And like I said, you could add the medical crafting station in here if you do find this room unnecessary, but I think it's cute and be cute for screenshots if the dog's like laying on the bed in the window. And I just really like those window seats, and I knew I wasn't going to add one upstairs because I wanted that to be like an office area. I guess I could have still added one up there, but oh well. Oh well, everything's always, like, you can always think of the best thing to do afterwards, but that's not how I did it this way. So it is a little bit unnecessary, and oh well, it's cute. But now we're on to the upstairs, and this is the office area. I wanted a place for the vet to, you know, kind of unwind and get some work done, but have like their own space away from the actual clinic, and maybe play some games if they like to. And yeah, she actually has 2 bathrooms up here too. There's one on this level and then one ensuite to the bedroom as well. So that's really nice. I'm not sure if you could fit another bedroom in here. I'm sure you could reorganize the floor plan somehow to fit another bedroom in here if you wanted to, but yeah, I just thought it'd be like a single sim or like a couple that ran the clinic. And yeah, probably wouldn't have any kids here, but you probably could if you wanted to. But I really like the way the office area turned out. I just ended up adding like a fishbowl and a chair and like a bookcase, and of course a ton of like oceany themed decorations throughout the entire apartment. I do add a couple of like fish plaques on the wall too in like the kitchen area. I sized down this little side table right here and then added the fishbowl on it, and one of the cats that I adopted ended up sleeping in the fishbowl because like it couldn't tell that the fishbowl was there anymore. So I did end up sizing it back up after play testing it. So I don't know, that's something to keep in mind. I really love the size down tool. Like, it's probably one of the best building things that we've ever got in the game, but it's a little bit tricky with tables and snapping things, especially with the cats being able to climb on there, because they'll end up sleeping in objects they're not really supposed to be sleeping in. Oh, I love that little hanging thing with all the buoys, by the way. That is a really cute item. I'm glad they added that. But anyways, this is going to be the kitchen and dining area. I just get the whole thing all situated, and I end up changing the windows just because the way I wanted to arrange the counters and stuff, thought it needed new windows. But something I did notice is that I did place a cabinet halfway across the window, which kind of annoys me a little bit. So if you're one of those people that has trouble with cabinets covering windows and stuff, you may want to give it like a different cabinet or something, but it's not that bad. It could be worse. But yeah, I actually really like the way this area turned out. I think it came together really nicely. I did struggle with the living room for a little while, so you'll see that in just a minute when I get on to there, but I like the way the whole apartment came together in the end. I think it's super cute, and I don't know, it looks kind of modest in a way. Like, the person's not overly fancy, but I guess that's kind of true with most of the items in this pack. Like, things are a little bit more, I mean, they're traditional, but they're modest. They're not like super fancy items, which I really like. I think that's a little bit more my style. I'm not super fancy or super modern when it comes to my taste in things, so I think it just suits my taste a little bit better. But yeah, I gave her a little dining area. I didn't imagine there would be too many other Sims eating up here with her, because I was gonna like put like a big dining table. I think you guys probably saw that just a little bit ago, but I decided that was a little bit unnecessary to have like a 6-seating table. Like, she can have dinner parties here, but maybe she could. Maybe she would have like client parties, maybe like other vets. I don't know. I don't know if that really makes any sense, but oh well. Something else I didn't do was add a curtain over that window that I covered up with a cupboard too. So that might be something you guys want to fix. I don't know. I think the whole window thing is just something that bothers me and maybe like 2 other people, and probably doesn't bother like anybody. You'll have to let me know actually. Is it something that bothers you guys when builders place cabinets over windows? Yeah, that kind of bothers me a little bit because it's a little bit unrealistic and doesn't really make any sense, but oh well, I won't let it get to me too much. I'll probably fix it in my own gameplay, and yeah, I'll quit talking about it. But I just put a little feeding station over here, and like I said, same as downstairs, I do put the automatic feeders in there because it did get a little overwhelming with 7 pets. But yeah, I add a fireplace up here as well, and something I haven't mentioned yet, but I really, really like those lights. Those, like, I don't know what they're supposed to look like exactly, but they have like that whole nautical theme like everything else, but I really like them a lot. I think they look really cool. But this is the living area, and I do end up adding a cat tree, not this giant one that's in here right now, but yeah, a smaller one later on. And here I am remembering the litter boxes. So I put one down here, and then I put one upstairs in the bathroom. And then when I was play testing, I ended up putting one on this floor too, just so there was plenty of spaces for the cats to go to the bathroom and everything like that. And yeah, I actually really like the way this living room turned out in the end. I did struggle with like how to arrange it, but yeah, I think it works in the end. There's just the one couch in here. I didn't add any like other chairs or anything, and Yeah, I do wish that that couch came with a matching love seat. I did mention that in my last video, so I won't complain about it too much, but I just, why not have a matching love seat for the couch that they made? Like, that couch is like, it's so cool. Like, with all the pillows, it would have been so nice to have a smaller version of it with all the pillows too, but oh well. This is like my only complaint though with the whole expansion pack, so I can't be too picky. But I really like that painting also that has the dogs playing the Don't Wake the Llama game. My parents actually had like this, I guess it was a tapestry, sort of, I don't know what it was. I think it was a tapestry, but it was like hanging partway on their ceiling and on their wall in like this game room. It was kind of like this addition onto our house that we had like a pool table, and it was kind of like a game room. But yeah, we had the dogs playing poker, which is kind of like a classic piece of artwork. And so I like that they added that with one of our games that we have in The Sims 4. So I thought that was really cool and had to add it in this area. But yeah, just fiddling around with the TV. I decided to keep it on the little side table, and yeah. I sized down one of the chests that came with this expansion pack that's supposed to be like out on the docks, I think, but you can find them in Debug. But they got like really shadowed. See, I'm sizing down here, and anytime I like clicked my mouse off of it, it was like it was in the shadows or something. So I ended up just adding like a base game chest. Oh, and I added the little vacuum thing though, and I didn't get a chance to see any of my cats riding around on it. I'm gonna have to buy it for my current household so I can see my cat ride around on it, because it's gonna be so cute to see. Yeah, I'm really happy they added that. I think it's super fun. But yeah, we are pretty much done with the living area, and then we will, oh yeah, we gotta decorate the bathroom first. And I know many people don't like the bathrooms, but I like them, so I keep them in. That was something that I was talking about with the people in this collab. I think I'm one of the only builders that actually enjoys bathrooms, so I don't know, I think they're fun, and I think everyone is a little bit different, and I like the bathroom clutter, so I don't know. I like bathrooms. Do you guys like bathrooms? I think they're fun to build, so I leave them in my builds. Hopefully you guys don't get super bored of them. I mean, you guys can always let me know when it's something I can think about, but I like them, and yeah. And it has a stand-up shower too, so if you did have another sim in here and you needed them both to use like the showers at like the same time, the upstairs one has like the shower and bath combo, and then this one has the stand-up shower, which is really nice. But this is the bedroom and the ensuite bathroom, which is a pretty good sized bathroom. And I love this bed with that quilt so much. Like, I really like the modern bed that came with this expansion pack too. Like, I think it looks really nice. But I just love the quirkiness of that quilt. It's so cute. I like it a lot. But yeah, I like the way this room turned out. I ended up adding a little seating area. And did you guys like the little video clip at the beginning where all the animals were like asleep everywhere? I thought that was so funny. Like, the dogs are on the floor, the cats and the dogs are just everywhere, on the bed, on the floor, on the couch. Like, they kind of follow the sim around everywhere, which is pretty realistic. Like, I know, like today my husband he's out of town for the day, and so every time I walk to a different room, my dog just follows me. My cat's not so much, because one cat's outside and the other one I was vacuuming earlier, so she's all pissed off hiding under a bed somewhere. But my dog, she follows me everywhere I go, so I really like that they added that in the game, because it's super realistic too, which I do like. Some not realistic aspects of The Sims, but like every once in a while, just a little touch of realism like really makes it for me, so I really like that. But yeah, I pretty much just copy over a lot of the same items from the downstairs bathroom, like the countertops and the sink and stuff like that, and just try to make them a little bit cohesive, but making them a little bit unique. And that little decoration item with all the books and the suitcase, it's a really cute item, but I had to size it down because it's a little bit bulky. But let's do a little seating area in there. I was going to add a dresser on that side, but it's just a little bit crowded on the side of the bed, and I didn't want the Sims to have any problems walking around the house, because originally they did have a little bit of problems, but I made it work in the end. But yeah, so I just finished up this bathroom, and then I did keep in the landscaping so you guys can see how that all came together. I only cut out like a portion of it because yeah, thought you guys might want to see a little bit of it, because I had no idea how I wanted to do the landscaping, but this is the way I ended up doing it, with these like blue bushes and kind of just doing like patches of landscaping. And I don't know, I just kind of like the way that all came together. I think it looks really nice. So I left it in to share it with you guys, except for like the final touches. But I just use all the same plants in just like kind of random places. I mean, I kind of thought in my mind as I was building where I would want to place those areas, but I don't know, they're kind of random. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't know what I mean, but oh well. I think they look really cool. And probably one of the like greatest things about the size down feature is for the plants, because some of the like places that are a little bit tinier, you can fit more plants in there and make them look a little bit natural. But this is the picnic area that I skipped over earlier. It's just a couple of benches with like ketchup and mustard on the counter or on the tabletops, and a couple of barbecuers. So nothing too exciting, but yeah, really cool all the same, I think, anyways. But we are almost to the screenshots, so don't forget to look in the description box because it'll have links to everybody else's videos and builds and everything, so you guys can see everything for this collab, and I'll keep it updated as well. So yeah, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye!